I'll take it to the relevant body.
But I'm not in public.
I beg. You're on duty.
I'm always on duty.
Exactly, and you have to identify whether you're in plain clothes or not.
I'm not in a public place.
Yes, you are.
I'm not dealing with the public.
Remember,
you are on private property. So what I'm not going to do is give you a name to put onto the internet.
An auditor approaches a police station on a weekend. He's asking simple stuff. Where's reception? But watch what happens when he clarifies this isn't the main public area. The officer immediately pivots to "you're trespassing." That's not how public access works. Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972 implies rights of access to publicly funded premises unless explicitly revoked. The officer just ignored that entirely. Why? Because he saw the camera. And that's when egos take over. But when one officer spots the camera, things go sideways fast. Thanks to Plodding Along for letting us cover and break down this police audit. Make sure to subscribe to his channel and like his videos. His link is in the description below.
Reception area?
That's right. No, there's no reception here at the moment of the weekend, sir.
Okay, so it's strictly, what, Monday?
So we have an inquiry office.
No, I'm on about Monday. What happens Monday?
There'll be an inquiry officer in on Monday, but they won't be
at this venue?
This isn't a venue.
Where would they be?
Who?
The inquiry officer.
At the front.
Ah, so this is not the actual reception area?
No, okay. This is a different part of the building.
Okay.
You're actually on privately run grounds, so it's a police station.
Ah, I see.
If you'd like to come to the public area...
Would that be privately run on the basis that it's publicly funded?
Yeah, but that's not relevant to the fact that it's public infrastructure.
It's highly relevant. Hold on. It's highly relevant.
You're trespassing on the police station.
Okay. Is trespass a civil or a legal matter? Is trespass a civil or a legal matter?
Do you have a request of the police?
Yes, answer the question. Is trespass a civil or police matter?
Do you have a request?
I'll answer the question for the benefit of my viewers.
I think what you're here to do is to ask silly questions.
It's a civil matter. It only becomes a police matter when it's aggravated trespass.
If you could
you do me one favour just to carry on with this consensual conversation?
There are people working.
Can you do me a favour, please? Consensual conversation. Could you provide me with 3 forms of address?
Provide you with 3 forms of address?
Identity, my apologies.
I think you are asking some irrelevant questions.
And I'll do it myself.
Oh,
look at your rank. Oh, dear me, you know better than that, sir.
I think you're asking questions which aren't relevant.
Here we are, on duty, covering identification.
I'm not because you don't...
Could you, for the benefit of the audience, say what those 2 diamonds represent in your rank?
What they represent is that I'm asking you, do you have a reason to be on
Right now I do.
Premises?
Right now I do. It's to identify you.
As we haven't met, I'm wondering why you're being so hostile.
Then introduce yourself.
Come to the public area.
If we play...
Here's the first major red flag. The officer claims aggravated trespass, but that requires intent to intimidate or obstruct lawful activity. Asking where reception is doesn't meet that threshold. Not even close. Then the auditor asks for 3 forms of identification. The officer deflects, then mocks the rank question. The reason this matters? Code of Ethics, paragraph 4.1. Officers must identify themselves when requested, uniform or not. He knows this. He's choosing not to comply. That's not policing. That's control. And this is where the officer crosses the line. Watch what he says next to his own body cam.
Police bingo today. We've got hostile, private ground when it's public. A lot of people ticking boxes at the moment. It is cliche corner, isn't it? Stick within the bounds of the law. Identify yourself. You're in uniform. That's a second formal offer. You have the opportunity to redress your error.
Have a silly conversation
for the 3rd and final time before it goes on record.
Of an office building.
On the record for the 3rd and final time, will you identify yourself while you're in the course of your duty?
What I'm not going to do.
Yes or no?
Is I'm not going to give you permission to put
you're not identifying yourself. This is no longer a consensual conversation.
Onto the internet.
I will take it up with your superiors.
You don't have permission to put that video on the internet. You don't have my personal permission.
Tell me the law that precludes me from doing it.
You're not in a public place.
Tell me the law that precludes me from doing it.
I'm telling you that I'm not giving you personal permission to put any video onto the internet.
Don't need it.
But just so that you know.
Did you watch the Twin Towers come down?
That is relevant.
Did you watch the Twin Towers come down?
Goodness me.
Did you?
You're one of these. Okay.
Oh, one of these. Bingo time, boys. Here we go.
You're going to tell me that the police knocked the Twin Towers down or something like that?
No, don't be silly. That's your ridiculous.
Come out to the public place and we can keep talking.
Here we go.
At the moment, there's people who are...
Did your constabulary put these council painted lines down?
They have no relevance to public roads.
They're public. It's publicly funded.
No, this,
1972 Criminal
this isn't
Justice
publicly
Act,
funded.
Section
There are
33,
there are
Implied
signs at the
Rights of
front.
Access,
There are signs at the front
which
that
I've
say
read
no-
and I've
no
recorded
public access
and
beyond this
narrated
point.
to, and I haven't
It
been
sounds
anywhere.
like you're an angry man.
Anywhere
You're an
that I
angry
shouldn't
man
be.
who doesn't like public
Do you
services.
think personal insinuation is the way for a senior officer to behave?
This is an observation. You seem to be very angry.
Angry?
You're here on a police station. You clearly don't like the police.
Would you be delighted
I'd
if
like
your
you to
Would you
come-
be delighted
I'd like
if
you
your
to
rights
come
were violated?
Back into.
Would you be delighted? No, you
very
wouldn't.
argumentative, and it's
Oh,
far
that's a
less.
crime, isn't it?
It's far less interesting than I think you believe it is.
Oh.
You're on police station property,
Publicly funded.
which you don't seem to have a request of the police. Do you
Publicly.
have a?
I'll tell you
do
what we
have a
will do then.
request of the
Let's
police?
disregard for a second. Here's a legitimate request.
think
Here's a
you've come for an argument.
Here's a No, you'll present.
I think you've come for an
What
argument
constitutes-
because you're
what constitutes-
not content with something that's
What
happened to you with the
constitutes
police.
authorisation?
Or you have a
I'm
general
asking you now, as a
dislike
member of the
public
public.
services.
I work in a public
I
service.
think that you've got a general dislike of the police.
I work in.
Did he really just compare an auditor to a conspiracy theorist? Yes, that's the "you're one of those" dismissal tactic. It's designed to poison the viewer's mind without engaging with the actual legal arguments. But here's what matters. The auditor cites Section 33, Implied Rights of Access, and explains he's read the signs. The officer's only counter is, "You don't have permission to put this online." That's not a law. There's no such prohibition in the UK. This is a senior officer making up rules on the spot. You won't believe what he says next about the Twin Towers. It's pure deflection.
Public service.
Okay.
Let me
And if
let me
people
show you
came
this
to
one.
where you worked-
Pardon?
If people came to where you worked to start arguments with a hostility towards what you do,
They'd be allowed to film,
I
and I'd
think
have to identify
that-
myself.
Okay.
Let's have a look at this, shall we?
Within a police station.
Yeah, publicly funded. So this, no authorised access. Can you clarify for me?
No unauthorised access.
Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, you're absolutely right on that
said
one.
no authorised
What
access,
it
that
did?
wouldn't make
What
any sense.
constitutes authorised access?
When you're given permission to be here,
From whom?
or you have a legitimate purpose to be here.
But who would I
There's
seek
an
permission
inquiry
from?
office at the front.
So I go to the inquiry
which is
office
where
on
the
Monday.
Where the public are asked to go to.
Fine, that's fine. We'll deal with that on
The
Monday.
bottom line is, what are you trying to achieve right now?
You mentioned two forms. What other
No,
personal
what
business?
do you want from this interaction?
Still repeat my question. Well, firstly, identify yourself as you're
The reason I'm
obligated
not
to
going
do. The reason
is
you're not
because
going to because you're
here
acting.
with an axe to grind, and you don't like
Speculation, overruled.
people
Speculation,
here for public,
overruled.
Give you public service.
See how this will pan out in court. Speculation
This
overruled.
won't end up in court.
No, it won't, because your side will settle before it goes there.
Sir,
Time,
do you have a
time
do you
and
have a
distance.
request of the police?
Yeah, identify yourself.
The reason I'm not going to.
Who's your senior
is 'cause
officer?
It's not relevant.
Who's your senior officer?
It's on our website. You
Right,
can look it up, and I have no.
And I
doubt
want to
you
make a
have.
formal complaint about your lack of
Then
identification.
you're
I'll take it. I'll
you're
take it to the
also-
relevant
but
body.
I'm not in public.
I beg. You're on duty.
I'm always on duty.
Exactly, and you have to identify
So,
whether you're
no,
in plain clothes
I'm
or not.
in a public place.
Yes, you are.
I'm not dealing with the public.
Remember, this
you
is-
are on private property. So what
This
I'm not going
debate
to do
we're
is
taking
give
up
you
by
a name
solicitors.
to put onto the internet for your angry website where you don't like public
Angry website.
services.
Classic. This
You
geezer, isn't he?
you don't seem to have any questions. What do you want
I
from
have.
this interaction?
Who am I speaking with?
What's your purpose? What do
Who
you
am I
want to get
speaking
out
with?
of
That's
this?
the question.
And what do you want to do with that information?
I could say that to you when you asked for my ID, couldn't I?
I'm not asking for your ID.
No, you're not that
Because
dumb,
I've
are
got
you?
no basis to ask
No,
for
you
your
haven't,
ID.
but I have genuine basis to ask for yours.
what's
you,
that?
you made contact with me. You're now obligated
behind-
under
you're
two
behind a
rationales.
sign that says
Two
no
rationales. Your
unauthorised
code of ethics,
access.
your code of ethics, and your policies.
Please
you're on
tell me
duty.
about the code of ethics.
I think it's the other way around. You need to adhere
Well, you're
to.
giving
Look at
me
your
all the
senior.
facts.
Look at the ranking
You're
here.
giving me
Look
all
at the
the
rank.
facts. What would you like
Look
to
at the rank.
What would you like to
This is
talk
how you
about? What would
behave.
you like to achieve?
They always say shit travels downwards, don't they? Eh?
Well, what would you like to achieve?
Eh? Seriously?
I don't understand what you want from this.
I would like to
It
achieve
appears-
your identification.
It appears that you don't like the police
How do you know that?
because of the way you're behaving and everything that you're doing.
You're not the police, you're a policeman. And of senior rank as well.
But you haven't come here to talk to me.
You don't know.
Anyone could have walked out that
When you
door.
see the narration
I've
at the
chosen
start
to
of this
walk
video,
out the
when you
door.
search for it and you see it,
Because I'd like to know
you'll
why
see
you're
how
here.
ridiculous that comment's
Because
been made.
It's a sensitive site.
Sensitive. Put some soothing lotion on it then if it's sensitive.
So you're funny as well as interesting.
Brilliant, aren't
Every
I?
one of your viewers will find this fascinating.
I'm
but
sure
you
they
don't
will.
seem
But
to
I
have come
can't,
here with a request.
I can't think for other people.
You don't
I
seem
give
to have
adults the
come here with a
courtesy who've been able to think for themselves, unlike the generalisations and facile nonsense.
You're a very angry man, and I hope you find some resolution.
Thank you very much.
Please don't walk towards my staff, because unlike me, they're not used to people who dislike the police wandering around.
Are they authorised? They authorised?
I'd like to ask if they are. Hello, hi. Do you have some identification? You do. If you could wear it when you walk around, that would be very useful.
This is a conversation you're having from a man who refuses to identify. So just take note of the hypocrisy from a senior member of your staff.
If you have no reason to be here, then I'll ask you.
Just see the rank hypocrisy of your comment then.
Because I'm going to challenge them if they don't have a reason to be here.
Yeah. You apply one rule to them and not to yourself. Is that the bonus of going up the ladder?
I'm aware that I work here.
Is that the bonus of going up the ladder? You can meddle about with the rules.
For ID for a reason.
You can meddle about with the rules when it suits.
You want my
name to put
it onto the internet.
Do you do that with evidence?
For your video.
Do you do that with evidence?
Portrays your angry perspective and dislike for the police. I don't know why you dislike the police.
I'll tell you what that is. That could be construed as slander.
Well, my observations, my personal opinion.
Whilst on duty. You're not here to enforce personal opinions, you're here to enforce the law. Thank you very much for saying that on camera.
You seem to be rather angry. Please don't walk towards where people are working.
And what happens if I do? Sorry, let me rephrase. What happens exactly when I do?
You're well aware that it's
doing as we speak.
It's a complicated practice, isn't it? It's not a clear principle. But the bottom line is...
Then you'd have to be certain of that to make a judicious judgment call.
Angry,
you'd have to...
And you're here to intimidate
by your own definition
people.
You're saying...
You're here to intimidate people.
That's an allegation again, unsubstantiated,
you're here with
speculation.
Your angry, orating, hat-wearing, standing with a camera, attempting to grind an axe. I don't really understand what you'd like to achieve.
Overruled. Speculative, overruled.
Overruled?
Yep. Wouldn't be it's not admissible.
You're on private property.
Why aren't you wearing your body worn?
Why aren't you wearing your body worn? I don't work in public. I don't work facing the public. I work within a building, and that's the reason why I'm also not giving you my name, and I'm not giving you my shoulder number.
It's public
I've come out here because you're trespassing on a police station.
That's an accusation.
Which you know you are.
I'm not. For the record, I resent the accusation.
No public access beyond this point. You know
no, it didn't. It said no unauthorised access.
You know full well why we have that. Because of the dangers that police officers...
Now watch the mask slip. The officer refuses to identify himself, then demands the auditor not walk toward his staff so they don't have to deal with someone who dislikes police. The auditor immediately calls out the hypocrisy. You'll apply one rule to them and not to yourself. That's a powerful moment because it highlights the core issue. This officer expects compliance he won't give. The legal threshold for identification hasn't changed. He's on duty, in a public-facing role. He knows better. Will he back down or double down on his mistake? The answer will shock you.
Here we go.
Because of the hostilities from people ranging from casual, camera-wielding, angry people who don't like society and have a problem with public services,
I work
through
in public
to violent
service.
acts.
This is brilliant.
Through to violent acts.
Am I committing a violent act?
No, that's
Am
why
I
said
intimidating
through.
you?
So that range.
Am I intimidating you?
I believe that your intent is to come here to get some good footage.
Speculative.
For your YouTube channel.
Speculative.
For your viewers.
Speculative.
So that they can see how impressed they are with the fact that you're willing to walk around and try and intimidate various people.
You read the opening lines on my channel. You read the opening lines on my channel and you'll get it.
To the people that enjoy watching your channel.
And I'll just zoom in.
You don't have a reason to be here.
I do right now.
You don't have permission to film. And this isn't half as interesting as you think it is.
No.
If you'd like to be famous, I suggest you come up with some content that has a purpose, or ask a question that you think you might get an answer to.
There's a wonderful old adage, when an idiot's speaking, don't interrupt him.
Ask about something that you think I might be able to answer, instead of choosing to ask me questions. I told you
your identity. Do you realise at this moment? Do you realise at this moment in time? Do you realise at this moment in time, Wayne Couzens is higher up in the pecking order than you? At least he identified. You haven't.
You're angry.
You're less than Wayne Couzens.
Rants like this, citing.
You're less than Wayne Couzens.
Bits of information.
Less than Wayne Couzens. He identified.
Now, If a police officer is on duty in public, I'd expect them to identify themselves. I've had to cut
On duty is the key.
because you've brought your angry rhetoric against public
On
service.
duty is the
These are
key.
people who work here.
On duty is the key.
These are people who work here. Now, I'm in a building. I've come out to talk to you. What I'm not going to do is feed your YouTube channel to your viewer so that they can get excited about what they want to see about your angry hatred of public services. I've made it really clear. You've passed a sign that says no unauthorised access, and you've done it to try and find an interesting conversation with somebody, so somebody will watch your face and know your name. It's not as interesting as you think it's going to be, and it doesn't serve any purpose. And I've asked you several times, do you have a request for the police?
Yes, can you identify yourself as
not
witness? The
going to.
request is
These
identified by officers.
These officers may identify themselves because they're on duty. They're in uniform.
You're all in uniform.
No, you've come to my office.
So
I
what?
don't face the public.
You
and
are
I
now.
work in an area that none of the public
You're
have
facing
access.
a member of the public right now.
So, as you're angry, you might be able to
Speculative.
just type out what you're angry
Speculative.
about so that people can choose to read it, rather than
I'm
invading
angry at you
people's private
abusing
space
your
behind
authority.
the line there.
You're abusing your authority, sir.
All I've done is ask you
You're
to leave.
abusing your authority.
I have no
Yes.
authority to throw you out.
No,
Which is
and
why
I
I'm
politely
asking you
declined
in
your
the interest
request.
of a very uninteresting video,
I've
which you'll find that
declined
I've
your
now
request.
probably been speaking non-stop for close to 10 minutes.
It's hilarious.
And I hope your viewers are as thrilled by this as I am. You've come past the no entry point
No,
to
I haven't.
ask
No, I
irrelevant
haven't.
questions because you're an
The no
angry
entry
man who
point is
doesn't
for
like the
vehicles.
police. And there are plenty
Speculative.
of people out there like you, and I get bored of
Speculative.
talking to them because there's so many. And what
You
they
just
do
keep
is
committing slander on
they
record.
don't
Just keep going.
contribute to society.
Keep
but what they
going.
do is they like to go and argue with people
Keep
who
going.
are. So why don't you take it to a public
Is journalism
side
a
of
crime?
here? This isn't journalism,
Is
sir.
journalism
I
a
recognise
crime?
journalism. You're
journalism
a
a
man in a
crime?
hat on private premises
Nope,
with a
not private.
camera from 1995.
Who painted
if you'd like
these?
to follow these officers, they'll talk to you.
Let me take you back to
And
what you
then
said about
we'll
you have
also
no
then
right to
move on
remove me.
No, I said that I'm not going to.
You have no right to.
Well, let's talk about
You've
it
argued
in
trespass.
private, in a
Trespass.
public place.
Trespass is a civil matter.
It is,
If it's aggravated trespass, you're more than welcome.
You're standing in front of a building
Said building.
which you don't have a right to stand in front
Standing.
of. And the moment you start
Untrue.
intimidating staff coming in and out
I'm
of
not
the main
intimidating
exit
anybody. That's
by
a
your
false accusation.
presence,
You're making a false
then
accusation
it
on
will become
record.
an aggravated trespass.
You're making a false
You're
accusation.
standing in front of the double security door
False
to some
accusation.
infrastructure which carries a risk and a
False
threat.
reporting is a
If
crime
those
under the
staff-
1967
if those
Criminal Act.
staff
You do
are
realise that, don't
intimidated
you?
by your presence, then you'll find yourself liable to be dealt with under aggravated trespass, which is a criminal intent. So I'm going to leave you with the officers who are on duty.
You're going- for final
while
time,
you
you're
try
going
and
to-
intimidate my
Are you
staff with
trying
your
to-
angry
for the final
rhetoric, which
time?
we've heard so many times.
Then learn the
It's
lessons.
called conspiracy
Learn.
theories.
And
And people are very
Are
enthusiastic
you going to
about
identify
it.
yourself, sir?
No, sir.
Right,
I'm
you
not
hope.
going to, because I
He threatens aggravated trespass again. But here's the reality. Filming from a public access area, even inside a police station lobby, isn't intimidation. The Protection from Harassment Act requires a course of conduct causing alarm or distress. Standing still with a camera doesn't meet that. The officer knows this. That's why he won't actually arrest. He's bluffing. And when the auditor calmly refuses to leave, the officer retreats, leaving him with two reasonable officers who immediately identify themselves. That's the tell. But the damage has already been done. And now, the auditor calls them as witnesses.
I'm not
That's
in
4
public,
times on record.
and I'm not on duty.
But
If
you're
you came
covering
to
your
my-
ID.
I am, because
You're
what
covering
I
your
don't
ID.
Is I don't want you.
You're covering
to
your
spin
ID.
whatever you want to on your YouTube.
And look
channel.
at those
When your
designation
viewer watches
diamonds
your YouTube channel,
for your rank.
They're going to
Wow.
be really, really.
Is this how you lead?
I'm going to ask you to speak to the officers who are on duty now.
I can decline that request.
And what I'll do is I'll leave you in their capable hands, but if you stand
that's-
out the front of this building, then you may be committing an aggravated trespass, because through
Who's the injured party?
harassment and...
Who's the injured party?
If you let me finish.
Who's the injured party?
If you let me
Who's
finish.
the injured party?
I will answer that question with words.
Member of staff.
If you'll
They're on
let
duty.
me-
They
if you
cannot be
let me-
harassed, alarmed,
if
and
you let
distressed.
me- If
No.
you let me...
We've played
if you
bingo
let me-
before.
If you let me finish, then I'll explain. These are staff who work here. They're not police officers. If you stand out
And they're
the
on
front,
duty.
if you stand out the front, intimidating them to prevent them doing their lawful activity, coming to work, then you'll find yourself liable.
Have I committed that offence?
You'll find yourself
Am I suspected of committing
You'll
that
find
offence?
yourself liable to aggravated trespass.
Up and up, isn't it?
I will wager you've never filed a lawsuit in anyone. I will wager.
And that's on record, folks.
I'll leave you with these officers.
Please don't
go and
circle
enjoy
around,
your
sir.
YouTube channel. I hope your viewer likes watching it. Please leave the
Would
premises.
you like to identify yourself?
No, sir.
And that's his final word.
Sir, good afternoon, you right?
Afternoon.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, for the purposes of a consensual conversation, could you identify yourself,
Yes,
please, sir?
I'm Sergeant 1851 Flynn, the duty sergeant for devices.
3 out of 3, thank you.
And I'm PC Laura Bellis, shoulder number is 70184.
Based here?
Devices.
Thank you. Well,
So we're the local response team, basically.
you got the gist of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just need to take the call, sorry. Go ahead.
Who called you?
Who called us? So control room do task us out, yeah.
Okay.
I notice you're Liverpudlian.
Twang?
Yes, slight twang.
Yeah, slight's a good...
I'm from Wigan originally. So
Oh, the old pie eater,
can't
eh?
tell, yes,
Yeah, I
you can't tell
can.
my accent either.
I can.
12 years in Australia and then a bit of London as well. So
Right, okay. Well, look, you chaps have been perfectly reasonable. I think you got the gist of that.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think my work is done here.
Okay.
However, have you got your body worns on at all?
Yeah.
yeah.
Guys, you should be telling me that. You know
Sorry.
that.
My body worn is on. It was on when we got here.
1344. Anything before 1344 is not admissible in evidence for the record.
Okay.
Thank you. I lost my train of thought. Oh, what you did witness, and I will be calling up both the body worn and where I have you on camera witnessing a rather senior officer refusing to identify. You will be called as witnesses in that complaint.
I did see him do that, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, have a good. Thank you for your approach.
No worries.
Thank you very much, Mum. Let's go. Oh, I'm sweating. Sir?
We're all
Yeah.
sweaty today, yeah.
I quite like watching the auditors, to be fair.
Well, listen. This is.
I've not seen
this
you on YouTube, though.
I haven't been on for a year.
AB.
Oh God, yeah.
Can I ask, are you local, like Wiltshire? Because obviously Liverpudlian accent.
Please don't
but
fish. No fishing allowed. You need a permit, and you're not warranted to do that at the moment. No, chaps. Look, you get the basic premise of auditors, and there's a spectrum of people who do this. Even when you do see this, there's a tagline, right? Latin bit of script. You'll understand the legitimacy of my purpose when you read that.
Right.
Okay? Unlike a rather uninspiring senior. Now, I know you guys are not and shouldn't publicly reprimand a senior officer. However, you both know exactly the infraction he's committed. It's not a criminal offence, it's a breach of policy, and it will be dealt with internally through the channels we know. It doesn't sit well on his reputation, particularly when he had the audacity to ask other people to identify on camera. That's not going to look good, is it? It's not a good look. But you two have been absolutely superb, thank you very much.
Can I ask what the Latin is and what's the Latin?
Oh, the quote?
Yes.
Quis custodiet ipsos custodis. Blank look.
I have to play that back a little bit.
Play that back, yeah.
Depends if you read Juvenal or not, but some of us, you know.
I didn't study Latin at school.
I didn't study it, I did it myself.
Okay.
I'll paraphrase it for you as soon as you've been courteous with me. Who watches the watchers? Who guards the guardians? Who polices the police? I'll rest my case then. Thank you, chaps. Take it easy.
Thank you, you too.
Just for the record, in terms of my narration to the camera, this is the rationale for our two diamond man. There's the no entry sign, which is clearly a preclusion to vehicles and not members of the public. In no way, shape or form did Devices HQ paint these lines. They're publicly funded, therefore there is implied right of access. On that note, that was a rather outstanding, in the end, audit. I hope you enjoyed it, and you know who will be back very soon. Farewell.
Here's the payoff. The new officers identify straight away Sergeant Flynn and PC Bellis. The auditor notes one crucial detail. Body cam wasn't on before 1344. That footage is inadmissible. The senior officer's refusal to identify is now on record, witnessed by two compliant officers who will be called as witnesses. Quis custodiet ipsos custodes. Who guards the guards? The auditor quotes it perfectly. This isn't a criminal matter. It's a policy breach. But that breach undermines public trust entirely. No grounds, no detention. No identification, no legitimacy. What would you do if this happened to you? This video provides transformative commentary and legal analysis of publicly available UK police audit footage, originally filmed by Plodding Along, used under fair use principles for educational critique and accountability journalism. And as always, if you learned something new in this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned. This is Holding Power to Account. We are holding power to account.